Laura Spinwell and Ray Reverham. Well, it took you long enough. These two are our first Cars 3 pit crew members. Of course, the crew chief and pity for Jackson Storm. I have been waiting for these guys for so long, and I'm so excited that they're finally out. It definitely took quite a while. I'm really surprised that it took us this long to get, especially Ray Reverham, who had several lines in the movie and was also a guest cameo from, I believe, an actual real-life crew chief. I just find it really interesting that it took this long to get at least Ray. But hey, better late than never. It's great to finally have these two. Laura has a brand new mold for pitties that could be used for all the other next-gen pitties. I'm sure Ray's model could be used for other next-gen crew chiefs. And these two guys coming out now makes me really excited for the future of pit crew releases, since we could finally start getting more from Cars 3. Anyway guys, welcome back to yet another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Laura Spinwell and Ray Reverham from the Copper Canyon series. Got some nice artwork there with Laura and Ray. I like the fact that Laura's new model is holding the tool gun, and she's holding it the right way in between her forks, just like the characters in the movies actually do, which I think is really cool. And as I already said, Laura is using a brand new model. This is what a lot of the pitties in Cars 3 looked like. It's very similar to the wide model, except the sort of cap on top is different, and I believe the back is a different shape as well. A lot of the Rusty's Racing Center pitties looked like this, so hopefully her model's reused for those guys, and we get them relatively soon instead of just more of these guys in the Rusty's Racing Center series. But that's a review for another day. Moving on to the back of the package, we have the description. The race for the Piston Cup introduces a new competitor, next-gen racer Jackson Storm. We've got this artwork of Chris Rostopski here, and the only other two-pack in the series, Speedy Comet and Parker Breakston, who uses the artwork from Manny Flywheel for some reason. Of course, that's a mistake. So let's get these two out of the package. So here these two are out of the package, and they both look great. I'm going to take a closer look at Laura first. As you can see, she is definitely a very unique pitty model. She's much bigger than the wide pitties. She's wider than the wide pitty model. Her whole body is almost shaped like a trapezoid, sort of. Definitely a very interesting pitty model there. She's got a pretty typical pitty expression. She just looks pretty confident. I really like how the two forks are coming together to hold the tool gun. That's a really nice detail, and I'm glad they included that on the pitty. I hope that not every pitty of this model has that as their forks. Like, if they were to reuse this model for one of the Rusty's Racing Center pitties that are the Laura model in the movie, hopefully they don't have the forks like that and they just have them regular. But it is a really nice touch for Laura. Really like how that turned out. On the cap there and on the side, we just have the 2.0 Jackson Storm S logo. The wheels are really interesting as they have sort of like an indent in them. They almost look like power buttons to me. Not really, but interesting looking wheels there. She's missing the sort of tool belt, as I call it, that all the other pitties have on the side. Instead, her back here is just blank with just some little indentations and such all around it. And I think just comparing the back of the traditional wide pitty to the back of Laura here, you could really see just how much wider of a pitty she is. Definitely very interesting pitty shape there. And there is her base. All the legal stuff is written on this side. Usually it's written on the side, but I guess there was just not enough space on the side. If you could get the camera to focus. There you go. Moving on to Ray, he is also his own new model, which looks really good. Again, I'm pretty sure they could probably repurpose this for some of the other next-gen crew chiefs. This is the traditional crew chief model used. You can see Ray is definitely different. His grill is its own separate piece. You have these sort of indentations. Even he looks like a sleeker pickup truck than the older crew chiefs do. And maybe that's the point, you know, he is the crew chief of the premier next gen. Maybe they want him to look a bit more high-tech as well. He's got a pretty confident grin, definitely goes alongside his personality in the movie. Again, he's got a couple of lines. One of a few Cars 3 characters with notable speaking roles who we didn't get a diecast for yet. So it's great to finally have him. The only other Cars 3 characters that I could think of that speak, like notably speak, that we don't have a diecast for yet are Millie, the floor cleaner at the Rusty's Racing Center, and I'd also say the Demolition Derby announcer. So hopefully we see those two at some point soon. Really like the grill and how it's a whole separate piece from the rest of him. Like it's on top of the rest of the car instead of molded into it. Got the Igniter logo there, of course, very similar to Jackson Storm. Very nice, pretty typical looking headset, which I think definitely covers the side windows better than the headsets do on the traditional pickup truck mold. Got the 2.0 logo on the side with the S stretching all the way across to the back. And on the back, his license plate reads SO6-12T or 12T. Unfortunately, you can't make out what's written on top of that. He also has some really nice modern pickup truck details, like the handle there and the lights there. Neither of those are on this pickup truck model. The nice thing about Cars 3 is that since it's a relatively recent movie, all of the car designs are modern, so I think that's really nice. Definitely looks more like a modern day pickup truck than this guy does. The other side just has the same details as that side, and there is the base. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. This is a very long-awaited 2-pack for me, very long-awaited releases, and I'm so glad to finally have them, and hopefully this opens up the door for more Cars 3 pit crews. Bye now.